Imagine being able to patch a failing heart without cracking open the chest, or detecting over 50 types of cancer with a simple blood draw long before a single symptom appears. The first week of December 2025 wasn't just another week, it was a historic turning point where the rules of aging and disease are being rewritten right before our eyes. If you think getting older means accepting decline, the 10 medical breakthroughs I'm about to share will completely change your mindset. Let's jump straight into the hottest and, honestly, the most controversial news of the week regarding Alzheimer's disease. All eyes were on the Clinical Trials on Alzheimer's Disease Conference, CTRD 2025, in San Diego. We had high hopes for Semaglutide, the diabetes and weight loss miracle drug, to be a savior for memory loss. But the truth is more complex. Results from the largest trials in history, EVOKE and EVOKE Plus, involving over 3,800 patients, were released. The bad news, it didn't improve memory. Specifically, the clinical dementia rating score difference was a meager 0.06 points, statistically insignificant in P0.77. But hold on, don't lose hope just yet. This is where we need to look deeper at the science. Think of your brain like a house on fire. Semaglutide, according to the new data, successfully put out the fire, meaning it significantly reduced neuroinflammation and lowered tau proteins, those toxic proteins that kill brain cells. Dr. Howard Fillit from the Alzheimer's Drug Discovery Foundation pointed out that the drug reduced inflammatory markers by up to 10%. The problem is, even though the fire is out, the structural damage to the house, your memory, is already done, and the drug couldn't rebuild it immediately. This teaches us a core lesson. Controlling inflammation isn't enough. We need to intervene even sooner. Getty Images. Meanwhile, the real ray of hope comes from Eisai with the drug Leqembi. New data shows that if you start this treatment early and stick with it long-term, it genuinely slows down the decline. So, what's your strategy? Don't wait for a magic pill. Screen early. If you are between 55 and 75 and notice you're becoming forgetful, get checked immediately. Now let's shift to a breakthrough that I believe will save millions of senior hearts in America. Heart failure. Previously, if your heart muscle died after a heart attack, it was like a bald tire, irreversible. You could only replace the tire, heart transplant, or drive cautiously on it. But researchers at Mayo Clinic have just changed the game. They have created a biological patch made from stem cells. Shutterstock, picture this. Instead of risky open heart surgery, something an 80-year-old dreads, doctors can insert this patch through a minimally invasive procedure. This patch doesn't just cover the hole, it's alive. It contains heart muscle cells and blood vessels, nourished by growth factors like FGF1. When applied to the heart, it integrates and beats in rhythm with your own heart. Trials on rhesus monkeys have been wildly successful in restoring heart function. This is no longer science fiction. For you, this means in the near future, a heart failure diagnosis won't be a slow death sentence. Next up, earth-shattering news about cancer that you absolutely need to know. Do you fear cancer? Of course, but the biggest fear is not knowing where it's hiding. The Gallery blood test just released data from the Pathfinder 2 trial on over 23,000 people. The results are truly shocking. When this blood test was added to standard screenings, doctors detected 7 times more cancers than usual. Why does this matter? Because 75% of the cancers Gallery found currently have no screening method. Pancreatic cancer, liver cancer, esophageal cancer, they are usually silent until it's too late. But Gallery, by hunting for cancer DNA signals in your blood, doesn't just say you have cancer. It points a finger and says it's right there with 92% accuracy. If you are over 50, ask your primary care provider about multi-cancer early detection (MCED) tests. This is a shield you need to equip right now. Speaking of cancer, we need to update you on a major shift in the American Cancer Society (ACS) guidelines for cervical cancer, released just this December 4th. Ladies, listen up. If you are over 65 and have had negative HPV test results for the past 10 years, congratulations, you can stop screening. The ACS has confirmed your risk is now incredibly low. Don't waste money and unnecessary worry. However, if you haven't been screened regularly, new technology allows you to self-swab right at home. No more awkwardness, no more discomfort. The FDA has approved the TL1 device, and this is a massive step forward for women's autonomy. We cannot ignore another silent killer, stroke. Have you ever heard of a PFO, a patent foramen ovale? It's a small hole between the heart's upper chambers. In the past, doctors would say, "Oh, you're over 60, closing this hole is too risky, just take blood thinners." Wrong. The latest study published this week has overturned that dogma. Patients over 65 who had their PFO closed saw a drastic reduction in recurrent stroke risk with an adjusted hazard ratio of just 0.11. That is nearly a 90% reduction in risk. Age is not a barrier. If you've had a stroke with no known cause, cryptogenic stroke, demand a cardiologist check for a PFO and don't let them deny the procedure just because of the birth year on your ID. And one more piece of news regarding bone health that I need everyone over 80 to hear loud and clear. There is a deadly misconception that says, "I'm 80 if I break a bone, that's just it. Why bother with osteoporosis medication?" Data from the Endo 2025 conference on nearly 89,000 patients proved the opposite. People over 80 who were treated with osteoporosis meds like bisphosphonates immediately after a fracture significantly reduced their risk of death and rehospitalization. Your bones still have the capacity to strengthen, and treatment helps you maintain independence, the most precious asset of aging. Don't give up. Shutterstock, additionally, the medical world this week witnessed other incredible strides. Single-dose dengue vaccine, Butantan DV. A world first, just one shot. Although currently approved up to age 59, trials for the 60-79 group are underway. Be careful when traveling to tropical zones. Brain surgery with micro-precision. Mayo Clinic leads again with new 3D scanning technology, more precise than CT scans without the radiation. This makes deep brain surgeries for seniors safer than ever. HIV prevention. The injectable drug, Yeztugo, just twice a year, 100% effective. A historic turning point. So, what is the message this week? Science is moving at light speed to protect you, but technology can only save you if you know about it and actively ask for it. Don't passively wait for disease. Ask your doctor about the Gallery test. Check your heart thoroughly if you feel short of breath. And remember, age is just a number, not a limit on medical treatment. If you found this information valuable, share this video immediately with your loved ones. This knowledge could save their lives. I'm Dr. Yu, and I'll see you in the next update.